If you are someone that is thinking about selling your home and you have solar panels, or maybe you're considering getting solar panels, this is the video for you. Hello everyone, I'm Jen, your Delaware Realtor. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm a local Delaware real estate agent that basically covers the entire state because we are so small. So whether you're looking to buy or sell in Delaware, I would absolutely love the opportunity to help you. My information is down below in the description, so please feel free to send me an email. Okay, so I have been wanting to make this video for, I would say, almost a year now, but I thought maybe my first deal with solar panels was just, every single deal is different, and maybe it was just a one-off, and not every single deal with solar panels would be such a nightmare. But now, having gone through 2 deals that were an absolute nightmare with the solar panels, I felt that it was my duty to let others know just how much of a pain in the butt solar panels are. Both of my sellers that decided to sell their homes had taken out leased panels prior to deciding that they were going to sell. So they signed a contract with a solar company and they both had financing. Some of the tips that I want to offer to my sellers, if you are thinking about selling your home and you have leased solar panels. All right, so what you want to do is, one, you want to see if the lease is transferable, and that will be in your contract. Also, you could contact the solar financing company, not the actual solar company, but the solar financing company, because they are 2 separate things, and ask them if the lease is transferable. The next thing that you want to do is you want to see what the terms would be for that new buyer. And when I say that is because sometimes your interest rate is not transferable, meaning they have in the fine print, maybe if you transfer this loan, it goes up to 5.99% instead of what you had, which was maybe like 3%. And also, that buyer needs to be approved for that loan. So that's another step of this whole process. So not only do you need to see what the interest rate is, if it's transferable, and then the buyer needs to be approved by that company, which is totally separate from the mortgage company. So there are a lot of different steps here. So then if the buyer is not approved by the loan company, what other avenues can you go down? Can the buyer take a personal loan? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Keep in mind that that lease payment goes towards the buyer's debt to income ratio. So if they're right at the tip, like they can't go much more, unfortunately the buyer wouldn't be approved to take on that payment. So having gone through this twice, like I said, I do suggest that you think about paying off the solar before selling, or even taking the proceeds from your house and paying off that solar loan. And the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of these loans are 20-year loans. They could be anywhere from 15 to 20 years. I think that the max I've seen is 20 years. So it's almost like taking on another mortgage, right? So you just want to make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row. Also, with taking on that lease payment, you have a smaller pool of buyers that's able to take that on and that wants to take that on. Because oftentimes in that first year of having the solar panels, you are given a tax credit. Now, it used to be like 10 grand you would get back. Now, and there's different things. So you could take the tax credit, you could take the $10,000 and cash it out, you could take the $10,000 and put it towards your loan balance. There's different things that you can do with this $10,000. Keep in mind that once you use that credit, that buyer doesn't get that credit. So essentially, they're taking on a payment that you took out that they don't really reap any benefits from. And when I say that, let's also talk about the benefits, right? So a lot of times people think that when they overproduce, that they are going to get a credit back onto their electric bill. Well, there are some towns in Delaware that do not offer a credit. So keep that in mind when you are looking to either sell or purchase. If the house does have solar panels, you would need to figure out if you're going to get a credit back for the overproduction. And here's something that I also just learned. So I used to think that you would produce the electric and you would be using your own electric before using what's given through the electric company. False. So the way that it works is you have these solar panels on your home and you are supplying the grid. So essentially, your meter is running like this, and then when you produce, it's running backwards. So you're not actually using your own electric first. My mistake. I just didn't know, right? Okay, so a couple other things just to keep in mind when we talk about resale value. So both homes that I sold, the appraiser, for lack of a better word, did not care that there are solar panels on the home. It added no value. So I know a lot of these solar companies, the salespeople, they tell you, oh, it's going to add value to your home, and you're just going to go up by this much and this much. False. The appraiser is not even looking to see if you have solar panels on your home. And I know this because I've looked at the appraisal reports and it never mentions it. It mentions a deck, it mentions a finished basement, it mentions a fireplace, all these other things, never mentions solar panels. And actually, my second home under appraised, and we fought it to get the appraised value that we needed. But like I said, the solar panels added nothing. So when a solar company comes and tells you that it's going to add value, unfortunately, right now in today's real estate market, it is not adding value. So just keep that in mind if a solar company does approach you. Another thing to keep in mind is the maintenance. And when I say this, so it did not happen to me personally, but I did hear this through the grapevine from the agent that it did happen to. So her sellers had solar panels, and the roof on that side of the roof needed to be replaced. And the solar company charged them $8,000 to come take the panels off so that the roof could be replaced and then put them back on. So just keep in mind with maintenance and everything else, if it's not in your contract that the solar company will take care of your roof and the repairs needed and everything else, that's on you. So you have to pay whatever it is to get them taken off and then put back on. So this is why I always recommend, if you are going to get solar panels, do it on a new roof so you have a little bit more time. But just keep that in mind, because that's a hefty fee that seller unfortunately did not know that she was going to take on. Okay, so that about sums it up for the selling side of solar panels. So like I said, I would consider maybe paying them off or using the proceeds from your home to pay it off at the closing table. Because like I said, your buyer pool is going to be smaller. It goes towards their debt to income ratio. You don't know if that loan is transferable and it's totally separate from the solar company and the leasing company. And then at that point, at the end, do you own those panels? Like, that's another thing that you got to keep in mind. It's just the fine print of your contract and knowing what you're signing and knowing that you're signing a 15 to 20 year loan. So just keep that in mind, that I have yet to be in a deal with solar panels where it has gone smoothly. To be honest with you, this last company just wouldn't even answer the phone. And then when they did answer the phone, they would give us the runaround, and they gave us a runaround for about a month actually. And they actually were the problem and the reason why we had to push back settlement. So especially if you are buying a home, selling a home, buying a home, like, it's just the domino effect. Just keep that in mind that it just sometimes does not go to plan. And the number one thing I can recommend is that as soon as you go under contract if you are going to transfer this loan, get everything started, because they say that they'll be quick about it and they are never not. So like I said, I haven't come across the deal yet where it hasn't been an absolute nightmare. So just have a little bit of patience. Maybe consider paying off the solar before selling, or consider maybe not getting solar if you are thinking about selling. I would recommend that if you are thinking about getting solar, make sure that you're thinking about the long term. Like, are you planning on being in this home for 15 to 20 years to be able to pay these off? Or are you thinking about selling in 5 years? If you're thinking about selling in 5 years, it probably doesn't make any sense, because in 5 years, it may be a pain and to even transfer this loan, and you may end up having to pay them off anyway, or trying to find a buyer that will take on that payment. I really hope this video helped. If it did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you are a buyer that is looking to purchase in Delaware, I would absolutely love the opportunity to help you. My information is down below in the description, so please feel free to send me an email. If you are a seller that is looking to sell in Delaware and you have solar panels, or no, you don't have solar panels, I would absolutely love the opportunity to help you as well. My information is down below in the description. That is Jennifer Allen, Allen with an A, .realtor@gmail.com. Once again, I hope this video helped. If it did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one. Hey, if you are thinking about selling your home in Delaware, you should definitely check out this video right here. And if you would love to tour Delaware communities with me, check out this playlist right here. And don't forget, subscribe to my channel.